Few films captured a sense of loneliness more than As You Are. Released in 2016, the film has a unique structure and feel to it, with moments unfolding like a series of memories, fragments of people who were never given a chance to be whole. The entire film can be summed up by one simple phrase: the cruelty of circumstance. The pain of growing up in a world that punishes you for being honest about what you are. Told through flashbacks and police interviews, As You Are tells a story by reconstructing one from memories. This makes us second guess what's true and what isn't. The film follows Jack, a teenager living with his mother Karen, whom has begun dating a new man named Tom. Tom is a son of his own, so their families, much to dismay of the boys, end up merging. Their relationship begins as fairly awkward and tentative, but as the film progresses, we see it grow into something deeper. They find a sense of space and safety within one another, as well as a distraction from their disconnected and somewhat lonely lives. They later meet a girl from their school called Sarah, and the three of them form a small world of their own, one in which they make up their own rules and explore the world as they see fit. But this world they create exists under constant pressure. The adult world around them breaks through their invisible walls. There's many foreboding symbols throughout the movie, such as the gun cabinet in the police station. They represent sort of symbols of masculinity within them, and the expectations that come with it. Tom, the father, embodies everything the film condemns. Aggression disguised as strength, control mistaken for love. His toxic version of what it means to be a man infects every space he enters. And for Jack and Mark, masculinity becomes a trap, a set of rules that are enforced by the figures around them. When Jack and Mark first explore their feelings for one another, the film doesn't dramatise it. There's no grand romantic moment. It's quiet, awkward, the way real moments of self-discovery often are.
What is wrong with you?
And yet the world they inhabit doesn't allow them to be who they are. What for them should be a moment of love quickly becomes shame.
Come on, bud.
As You Are takes place in the 90s, an era close enough to feel familiar to us, but distant enough to remind us how isolating difference used to be. Jack and Mark's relationship isn't destroyed by one single event. It's slowly eroded by the world around them, by the thing they can't say out loud. Sarah represents another kind of cruelty. The bystander. She sees what's happening but can't fully understand it. Her affection for both boys makes her part of their tribe of longing and confusion. The non-linear story mirrors the way in which trauma works. These characters in the audience are piecing together a tragedy after it's already happened. We're not told outright who died, and exactly how. Instead, we live in the aftermath, in moments that feel too heavy to remember. This technique forces us to feel confusion and guilt that comes with surviving something you can't explain. It's not about what happened, it's about what the world did to make it inevitable. A scene that sticks out to me is when Jack and Mark lie on the floor, listening to music, just lost in their own world. It's one of the few moments of peace in the entire film, and in that silence, they find what the outside world denies them. The idea of love becomes something radical. It's a rebellion. It's dangerous. Because for them, simply being themselves means defying the rules written for them by their fathers, by police and by society. But when that rebellion is discovered, the consequences become catastrophic. The tragedy of As You Are. The tragedy of As You Are is that love itself becomes a death sentence. Not because it's wrong, but because the world refuses to accept it. If there's one word that defines As You Are, it's silence. Silence between a father and a son, between lovers, between friends. It's the silence that kills. The refusal to speak, to ask for help, to say how to feel before it's too late. And when the event in the woods happens, it doesn't just end a life. It ends the possibility of honesty, of healing, of a future in where they might be set free. By the end of the film, we're left with fragments. Footage shows illusions of normality, but those images just feel haunted, because we know what comes after. And to me, that's what makes As You Are so powerful. It doesn't show cruelty of monsters, it shows the cruelty of ordinary people, the small, everyday acts of oppression that slowly destroy lives. Jack, Mark and Sarah are victims of a world that teaches boys to be ashamed. Ashamed of tenderness, girls to be silent witnesses, and love to be something dangerous. It's easy to watch this story and blame one man, one gun, or a moment, but the truth is harder than that. It's the world itself that pulled the trigger, and maybe that's what the film is really asking. What kind of world they would have lived in if they'd been allowed to simply be who they were, to be as you are. But that is the cruelty of circumstance.